Those of you who look significantly younger or older than you really are, how have you made use of this feature? I look a lot younger than I really am, and I'm sure too I could pass for a teenager well into my early 30s. I used to work as a standardized patient for the medical school on the side, which is a fake patient for the students to practice on. I worked the cases where the patient was supposed to be a teenager, but the subject matter was too sensitive for the coordinator to feel comfortable sending actual teenagers in. Examples were a young girl being sexually abused by her father, a teenager on palliative care, and a girl who was being hospitalized after a failed suicide attempt. It was depressing, but it also felt important for the students to have that opportunity. I look very young but haven't found a use for it beyond entertaining me. Note: drinking age in Ontario is 19. The night before my birthday I went out with a friend, her group of friends that I didn't know. We went through this elaborate process to get into the bar by contacting a friend working inside, making arrangements to meet at the back door and getting smuggled in. I asked why we didn't just go through the front since there was no line, and my friend said she didn't know, so she asked one of the guys. He looked at us incredulously and said, because she said your birthday isn't until tomorrow. We were sneaking you in. I looked at him and said, yeah, it is my birthday tomorrow. My 28th birthday. I had been legal for almost a decade, and they were the same age as me. I'm 40 but get carded constantly. There's not really a way for me to use my youthful visage to my advantage because I'm 40. A grown-ass adult can get pretty much whatever they want just by virtue of being an adult. I'm seeing someone now, but I guess looking younger was an advantage in finding dates. Maybe. I started going gray at 17. I'm 31 now and have primarily gray hair, even going into my beard. My wife on the other hand looks very young, so when we walk together, from behind it looks like father and daughter. She's 28. We went to a father/daughter movie theater special where it was half off movie tickets and a free appetizer, Movie Tavern. So last year some woman came to my door and wanted to speak to someone over 18, I was 20, from my house. Straight up told her I was 16 and my mom wasn't home. She left so fast, LMAO. 3 different Chinese restaurants each gave me the senior citizen discount. I was 47 years old at the time. I'm debating going trick-or-treating tonight alongside my nephew just because I love candy. I'm 27 tomorrow. I could definitely at least look like an annoying teenager. I've a 4-year-old little sister who looks more like me than my mother, so when getting into places where kids can go for free, I pretend to be her mother and get in free too. Winky face. I'm 30, but I apparently look quite young. Just this morning I was carded when I was trying to buy an energy drink. Not really too much use for it besides getting nice compliments about how I look young. I'm enjoy that while it lasts. My buddy had a beard and mustache at 17. He would light a cigarette, pull into the drive-thru and get beer whenever. On his 19th b-day he asked the same guy he always bought from, "Aren't you gonna wish me happy birthday?" My husband looks as young as I do, which he hasn't found a way to make use of, but it does get him into trouble. I went to the liquor store with him and his twin sister. Their coloring is very different, so they don't really look related until you look closer. When we were all in our early 30s. The guy looked at us and asked for IDs, then tried to confiscate theirs for being fake. He said that the guy they bought them from put the same birthday on both of them, so he could tell they weren't real. They both had their passports on them, I forget why, maybe we were going over to Port Huron, but the guy was reluctant to believe even those. He eventually gave up and let us leave with our cases of steam whistle. Mother to me and my sister, you are going in that restaurant and you are going to get a kid's menu. Me, 17, alright. My sister, 26, shrugs. The usefulness of Asian genes. All it does is slow me down when I buy beer on the rare occasion. I mean, I'm 39. I shouldn't be carded still. For the most part, it's just a, wow. You do not look your age at all. That must be nice, when it comes up in conversation. Buying alcohol no questions asked when I was 15. I'm in my early 20s and look like I'm in my 40s. It's more of a bug than a feature, honestly. Thanks, male pattern baldness. I have yet to find an advantage to being 36 but looking 19. There just isn't. I haven't been able to. I'm 28 and I look 18, and it doesn't help that I can't grow facial hair. I absolutely despise it. Nobody takes me seriously because I look so young. It's especially horrible looking for jobs. Well, my wife looks 16 when she's 26, but she's been using her youthfulness to continue trick-or-treating. She just bought a new trick-or-treat bucket last night. It's not that I look younger or older than I am, it's that I apparently haven't aged much since I was about 12 years old. The most visible changes have been the growth of some facial hair and a shift in my stupid hairstyle. As for how I use my allegedly ageless appearance, well, whenever I encounter a relative who hasn't seen me since I was a kid, I respond to their statements of "you've grown so much," by getting down on my knees and grinning like an idiot. As a skinny Asian man in America, I got carded for buying cigarettes till I was 37. I guess the look people get when they look at my birthdate and then look at me is the funniest use I could get. That and having sex with college kids /s. I think I look like my age now, 28, but I've had a beard since I was a freshman in HS. I was able to buy people cigarettes without getting carded back in the day. I made a good amount of money doing that when I was younger. I'm still short as fuck, though. I'm 32, women my age want nothing to do with me, as they feel they'd look significantly older just by comparison. I date women in their mid/early 20s as I look around that age. The women I date think it's cool to date an older guy, and the shaming/weird looks I get from my friends has subsided after I explain the rationale. I suppose there are worse problems to have. I pay youth prices on the bus. Not me, but a friend of mine. He was a year younger than most of our college friends, but when we would go to the bar at 21, he started tagging along. He looked like he was at least 30, with a full beard. So even though I always got carded, he never did. It started small, just going to the occasional happy hour with us. But eventually he was well known by all the bartenders and the manager and didn't get carded a single time in the 6 or so months he was going to the bar with us before he was 21, so he started going by himself and became friends with all the regulars. He never lied. He never said he was 21, they just never asked. About a year later, when he was almost 22 and we were all really well known at the bar and the manager loved us, they found out we had been sneaking him in. The other older guys and myself all got bitched out by the manager for an hour and threatened with a 30-day ban, but she didn't even raise her voice to him. I still get shit for it to this day from the couple bartenders from back then that are still around. I'm 21 but I look like a teenager. I look like I'm 16 or 17. Long story short, I look younger than my younger sister.